Okay, so I started this video really abruptly. There was no context. Basically, I started watching Ruby Macy, and one of her videos I came across and I watched called We're Not All the Same Age, and it made me think a lot about the topic that she discussed. I'll have it linked somewhere. So that's basically what this video is. I'm sorry I didn't explain anything and just went in with no context. So here's the context, and now here's everything else that's kind of just a mess. But yeah.
You should go watch that video first because I'm just gonna talk. I finished watching it 5 minutes ago, so this is just a brain vomit basically. There are so many people that I watch or follow on YouTube and social media that are creating these amazing things of they're the kind of stuff that I want to do, and I know that it's the kind of stuff that I want to do in the future. They're only a few years older than me, 18, 17, and so in my mind I'm thinking that I should be on a similar level to that when that's in 4 years. We mentioned how it's, you know, being on social media and being with all these other creators and people that don't really understand social media, older people, or they kind of just bunch it into one demographic, which it really isn't, obviously, because there are people my age, maybe younger, that are first getting into social media, and then there are people in their 20s or early 30s and you know, creating this sort of stuff, and it kind of makes you think that you're all on the same level, really, which obviously you're not, because the older people obviously have way more experience than you, and so it's just a bit silly to try and compare yourself to everyone. I think it really shows how much we view ourselves on the same level, but we're all in this same kind of environment online. Something else we mentioned was how you're seeing all these internet celebrities and being so young, and to me it's 4 years doesn't seem that much, so I'm looking at people who are 18, 19 and being how? And a lot of things on social media also, it's getting lucky, it's chance, it's, you know, it is no set rule, obviously. But I say obviously, but I don't think it seems like that to people that don't really understand it, but I don't really get it either. I don't think many of us get it, in social media, how people blow up or get loads of followers or subscribers. There's something in my eye. And on another kind of note, siding more away from YouTube, I've gone onto Tumblr and am involved with the Harry Potter RP community and cosplaying, and it's really fun and it's really great and everyone there's so supportive, but there are people there who are 18 and 19, 20, and some of them are my sister's age or older, so in their mid-20s to late 20s, and it's we all kind of see each other on the same level, but then again there's not a hierarchy, but there's definitely a separation between people who are much older, because those people seem to have a lot more followers or fame, but because they've been doing it longer, and I think that also, considering YouTube aspect, someone Dodie has been doing YouTube since she was, how old was she? I think she was 14, I don't know, and now she's 21, and so obviously the span of time that she's been doing and growing her audience is completely different to someone like me who's only been doing YouTube for a year and a half, and I think we forget that, or rather I do. The stuff that they're making isn't going to be the same as the stuff that I'm making, because I haven't had any experience really, because I'm so young. I'm only 14 and they're perhaps 10 years older than me, and obviously their stuff is going to be a lot more advanced, you know, they've had more experience, they've had more time to be able to understand how the creative process works and stuff like that. I think the fact that we all consider ourselves on the same level-ish is that it kind of just makes you feel what you're doing isn't really worth as much, just because you're not getting perhaps more exposure, but being smaller, especially with like the whole typical like beauty guru or like gaming person, and I'm not saying that those aren't valid, it's a completely different thing, especially like mainstream media just assumes that they're all kind of the same, or that, you know, the whole stereotype that every girl does beauty videos and stuff like that, and it just makes you feel a lot more self-conscious about your own work. And perhaps, yeah, your work is really shit, but like, you can't compare yourself to someone that's got really good work, because they've had to go through all the really shit work that they've produced and they built from that. So you have to start with like making really shit stuff, and then you can build off that and like get better and better and learn. And I think that's really important as well. My brain has kind of just bleh. This is kind of like a response to Ruby. I don't know. Ruby, your channel is bloody great, and I discovered you like an hour ago, but I love. I'm gonna have a lot more thoughts about this, but for now, this is my immediate reaction. Let me know what you think. Tweet me. Small creators are great, big creators can be great, are great. Don't compare yourself too much because they've had more experience. Just because you're similar age doesn't mean that you've had the same experience and the same opportunities as each other. Keep making shit stuff to make better stuff. Yes, okay, great. I'm gonna go. Goodbye.